Welcome, day 204 of life, according to YoBo. You can find out anything you want to know about me by visiting YoBoProductions.com. Watch these videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let's get into the message right away. I had to stop the Clark sisters because you know what? This is the long one. It's about that little police officer and the little girl in the classroom. Did y'all see that grown man pick up that girl and throw her straight across the classroom, threw her like he was throwing a bag of trash? I don't care if the girl had a gun and pulled the gun out on him. Dude, you are a man. You don't do that to a female. So what's my opinion on the whole thing? I'm getting ready to tell you. It has nothing to do with the police officer. It has nothing to do with the little girl. It has nothing to do with the school officials. It's about the sad state at which we have arrived where children no longer respect authority. My grandson got one time to have his cell phone out of school. First of all, it better not be out. If the teacher got a call and say, Miss Bozant, come to the school to retrieve his cell phone. First of all, he ain't got no cell phone. My daughter and my son-in-law make it clear to him, that's our cell phone, which we let you use. And these are the rules for it. It goes in your backpack. When you leave this house, put it in your backpack. When you get out of school, you call to say, I'm on my way home. 25 minutes later, you should be home. That's the whole purpose of you having a phone. Because if you're not home in 35, 45 minutes, we know there's a problem and we need to contact the authorities. That's the only reason you have a cell phone, period. And if the school call because it was out, guess what? You ain't got no more. A cell phone. It is sad when children are not taught to respect authority. And the sad part is that when a person, an outsider, tries to teach the child something, not necessarily right from wrong, but a certain way to do things, they end up getting cussed out. They get cussed out by the child and they go get cussed out by the mama. We meaning people that look like this, have turned a lot of things into a racial issue. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't have any interaction with white folks. I used to prior to 2002 when I was in the workforce. But now the only people I deal with are people who look like me. And most of the time the people I deal with are church folks. Baby doll, you better not tell one of them people's kids in church something. Do you hear what I'm saying? Honey, I almost had a fight one time in church because I said something to somebody's child. This was a little girl who don't like people asking about her sexuality. She came to church all butched out. And I don't even know if butch is the politically correct term. And if it's not the politically correct term, somebody please inbox me, call me, contact me, tell me what is the correct term. But she was all butched out on her way to she come in church and I'm looking like, whoa. Back up. I don't care what the girl wear. I don't care if she came in the newspaper. I don't care. But put it on me. If I got a problem with people asking me if I'm a hoe, it might be because I'm coming to church with all of this hanging out, all my booty hanging out, dress stopping 2 inches under my booty, or I'm coming to church, I'm wearing coochie cutter pants. And if that's the image I'm portraying, of course, people will look like me and they just gonna treat me just based on the way I'm dressed or make assumptions based on the way I'm dressed. So for this little girl, all her life, people have been asking her about her sexuality. Well, she's been dressing in boy clothes since I've known her since she was about 7 or 8 years old. I ain't never seen her wear a dress. She like hanging around little boys. She don't like playing with little girls. And I don't know nothing about her. You know, she grown now. She pays her own bills and she's a productive member of society. But when you roll up in church and you all butched out and will get your feelings hurt when somebody asks you if you gay, I pull her aside like, baby, are you sure that's the way you want to dress? Is that the message you want to send? What? I said, well, you know, it just kind of looked like you're on your way to West Hollywood. What I say that for? You know, the mama came back to church ready to fight me, but this particular day, something told me don't go. And I didn't go. When the mama called me after that when I wasn't at church, mama told me, first of all, you better be glad you wasn't at church. I'm going to leave that story alone. My point is, you can't say anything to anybody. My cousin and her husband pastor a church. And the little teen girl came in there. She got thighs looking like tree trunks, okay? Big old thighs like this with a mini dress on, sitting on the front row, you know, moving around. And the dress was way too short for her weight. So her husband had asked her, my cousin's husband said, can you say something to, you know, Sister Watermelon granddaughter about, you know, that little dress? Because that's really not it just don't look right on her. Honey, she said something to Sister Watermelon grandmama. Sister Watermelon called First Lady and told her off. Okay? Sanctified Sister Watermelon church mother. And then Sister Watermelon went on to say that Sister Watermelon daughter had to go to the school and cuss the people at school out because they said something about the way the little girl was dressed. It's okay. Like I said, it's a thin line between what's right and what's wrong. But it's sad when you notice certain things about people and you can't say them. I'm going to tell one more story. My cousin was at a church and praise and worship team singing. And she said, I was so distracted by the lady in the yellow top because her breasts, she had a low cut top and she just a singing and a jumping and her breasts were going like this. Excuse me a minute. Her breasts were bouncing like this. She said, I was so scared one of the things were going to pop out. So after church, I asked my friend, she said, you think it would be okay if I said something to the lady in the yellow top about her attire? I can just tell her I'm a traveling missionary and you know, she may want to wear something that's a little less revealing. Her friend leaned over and said, you better not say nothing to her. That's the pastor's wife. You can't say nothing to people. You can't say nothing to the kids. You can't say nothing to the grown folk. You better keep your mouth shut. Back in the day, if church mother said, baby, I think it's time for you to wear a girdle, you put yourself on a girdle. When the church mother say, honey, you get a little bit too old to be wearing those knee-high stockings, you need knee-high socks, you need to wear some stockings. I went to church in stockings. We were a village. We looked out for each other, honey. It ain't like that anymore. I'm having a coughing attack. That means I need to keep my opinion to myself. Let me go get some water and some hot tea. I told y'all I'm trying to get over this flu. All right, y'all come back tomorrow for day 205 of Life According to YoBo. Bye-bye.